Hello, I'm Mario Toneguzzi, and this is Italian Spotlight, brought to you by Spalumbos. Joining me today is Serafino Scarpino, a well-known member of the Italian community and also a well-known member of the city of Calgary in general. Thanks, Serafino, for joining us today.
Oh, you're most welcome, Mario. It's always a pleasure to have a conversation with you.
All right, let's talk about, before we get into your career and what you have done in the Italian community, tell us a little bit about yourself, Serafino. Where were you born, first of all?
Well, I was born in a small mountain town in Calabria, in the province of Cosenza. The small town is called Paglinudo in the Comune of Bianchi. And that was a few years ago, in 1948. Just right, baby boomer. Right after the war, my dad returned from the army, got married, and there I was the first one of the family to be born. And yes, that was where I was born.
So tell me, when did the family move to Canada?
Then I had completed junior high school, or le scuole medie as they're known in Italian. And we moved in 1962 of September. And it was a day similar to what we experienced yesterday, a snowstorm. If you can imagine, my brothers and my sisters and I, we were all in shorts and sandals. September 6th of 1962. And I can still remember Dad picking us up at the station, CPR station at the time. We came by train from Halifax. And to our surprise, this snowstorm, it was just incredible. Yeah. But then a week after, it was beautiful. And it was a beautiful summer. And we continued on.
The joys of Calgary, right?
Yes, indeed.
So tell me, what did your father do and your mom?
My mom was a seamstress, and she was an amazing seamstress in that respect, that she could look at any dress and say, my sisters, for example, would say, "Mom, I would like that kind of dress," and she would do it right away. Wow. And she could do some amazing things. Dad worked in the construction business for quite a while, until would say in the early 60s, in middle 60s, and then he started working with the city of Calgary in the Parks Department until he retired.
Okay.
And so they had a very good life, and the five of us were very grateful for their support, because we were all able to go to school. And as you well know, both of my brothers and I went to university. Our sisters also did very well. They graduated from high school and went on to their own careers as well. So we were very pleased with our parents, and brought us to a land of opportunity in a sense. Canada, we're very grateful that we were here in Canada, and I guess we were somewhat successful in what we did.
And where did you go to school here, Serafino?
Okay, I had to start a little bit back in junior high once again. I lost a couple years because of the language and so on, but I very quickly adapted and learned the language. And then I went to St. Mary's Boys High School, where I was involved in quite a few sports and so on. And that's how my first introduction actually to the Calgary Italian community. Having received the Sportsman Dinner Scholarship in 1968 when I graduated from high school. And so that was my first introduction, and it was an amazing journey from there on. Yeah. Then I went on to the University of Calgary. I got my first degree and started teaching. My degree was major in French and a minor in psychology. So I started teaching French in the district in 1973. That's right. That was my first year. And then I retired in 2003. And then I was lucky enough to get elected as a trustee
Yeah.
And I did my 4 terms. I was going to do only 3, but then I thought there were some remaining things that I wanted to see accomplished, and we went from there. Then I retired for real in, well, just a few years ago.
But you never really retire, do you, Serafino? I know you're always busy and active in the community. Tell me or tell us about some of the organizations that you have been involved with within the Italian community over the years.
Well, yes, I guess I was always kind of busy in doing that, and I was pretty well involved with every association in the community. I started out in the church, first of all.
Yeah.
I was a member of the Calgary CYO, they used to be called the Calgary Youth Organization. But in the St. Andrew's Church in Inglewood, we had the CIYA, Catholic Italian Youth Organization. And we did some very good. We actually started one of the original soccer teams, which was the Fiorentina. And in 1960, I think it was 68, 69, we won the city championship. And that was quite an accomplishment. We felt really good. So that was my way of getting involved in another organization. So soccer, the church. And then from there, I started getting involved with the Calgary Italian Cultural Center. And from there, then we started a whole bunch of other good things. For example, the one I'm very proud of, a number of them, the Calgary Italian School, for example.
Yep.
Alberto Romano, myself, with the founders, and we're proud of the fact that it's still in operation and very successful in what they do. The other thing that I was involved in, of course, is the Calgary Italian Sportsman Dinner. That after I received my scholarship, I got involved, and then I became president for about 20 years or so. And then when I retired, Dominic Ventura is now the president.
Yeah.
He took over, and I'm still, I guess, the past president. So then in 1988, Alberto and I thought, we don't have a dance group. And the Olympics were talking about, the Olympic Committee was talking about, how can we get the Italian community involved? So Alberto and I decided, well, we're going to need a dance group of some sort. But neither he nor I knew anything about dancing or music for that matter. We know that we love music, but we didn't know anything about how to get things started and dancing. So we got our friend Vic Fornaro involved. And Vic was able to, and we were fortunate in a sense that we had the dancers from Edmonton visiting us, and he videotaped all their dances. And through that, he was able to start the dancers, because are all on tape. All we had to do was imitate what they were doing for the first little while, and that's how we got started with the dancers. So that was another beautiful project that we did. And the other one of the other thing was the regional associations as well. The Calabria Association, we thought we needed to celebrate a little bit more of the place where we were born and so on. And so we started the association way back, and I think now it's about 40 years or so that it's in operation. So that's another one. And then, of course, I got involved with the school district, and as part of my community involvement. And I'm still part of some associations within the community. For example, I'm now a member of the CEEF, that's a Catholic Education Foundation, something that we do to enhance Catholic education in the province of Alberta, in the city of Calgary. And we're very proud of that. So what we do, we try to provide funds for all the schools. And to date, we have donated over $3.2 million so that our schools would have the same advantage as other schools in providing enhanced education.
Wow. Yeah.
That's something to rip. And then, of course, I got involved in the GRACE, which is Grateful Advocates of Catholic Education. And it's, again, another association that is supporting Catholic education in the province of Alberta. And we have established chapters in every district in the province, so that we're hoping that Catholic education will remain strong and supported throughout the province.
Yeah.
So those are a couple of things. And then another, of course, when I was a trustee, I also was involved with the Provincial Association of Trustees.
Yeah.
Calgary, what was it called now? The Catholic Association of Schools. And I became the vice president. And that was something I'm also very, very proud of, the fact that we did that.
Yeah. When you look,
ACSTA, the Alberta Catholic School Trustee Association,
yeah,
which is still in operation and doing some great things for Catholic education in the province of Alberta. And it's something to be very proud of. Most people don't realize that Alberta is still one of the best educational systems in the world. We have been so for many, many years, and we're still in the top 10. We're not in the top 2 or 3, but we're still in the top 10. So something to be very proud of as a province.
all right, super. So Serafino, with all those involvements, especially within all those Italian community involvements, and why did you feel it was important for you to get involved in all these different associations and groups?
To be perfectly honest, I think I felt that as a sense of duty. I felt lucky that I was able to be in a place like Canada, in Calgary in particular. And I thought I needed to give something back to the community in some way, in some capacity. So whenever I had an opportunity to get involved, I always got involved. And that's something that I think my parents instilled in us, to give back as much as we could. And it's something that I think I'm very proud of being able to participate. Often people ask, why do you do it? Because I like to. And it's something, as I don't see it as a sense of duty. I see it as something that is part of who we are, helping the community in any way that we possibly can.
Mm-hmm. And in terms of the Italian culture and heritage here in Calgary, Serafina, how would you say it's at, and compared to, say, an Edmonton, or obviously Montreal and Toronto are huge and have bigger communities, but should we be doing more to promote and encourage people to participate in the Italian culture here in the city?
Mario, I think as a community in the city of Calgary, we're very fortunate. Often people look at our community and they think that we're somewhat disjointed and not united. But I hate to disappoint people, but we are very united, and I think we're one of the strongest communities in Canada. When we look at the results of what we have as a community, it's incredible. We are a very small community. When you look at a city of the size of Calgary, 1.3 million people, we're only about 20 or 30,000 Italian Canadians. And yet, what we have accomplished, it's just amazing. We have a cultural center that is totally debt-free, and actually is thriving in the city of Calgary. That's huge. A lot of them went under many years ago, but we're still thriving. But the one that we're most proud of is the fact that we have a relationship with St. Mary's University, the University of Calgary, SAIT, Mount Royal University, all the post-secondary institutions. We have contributed in terms of developing scholarships to help our young people better their education and become more involved in the community. So we're very proud of that. And when you look at the active organizations within the city, whether it's the Calabria Association, the Sportsman Dinner, the dancers, you name it. There's so many of the Abruzzese Association. There's so many, and they're still thriving, and we're doing well. So we're celebrating our. Sure, we could be doing more. You can always do more, but I think from my point of view, what we have done is quite good. It's very good for the city.
All right, super. So Serafino, what's for you? What's the best part of being Italian?
The best part is just enjoying who we are. You know, often people don't realize how rich our culture is. I was just saying to someone the other day, you know, you look at some of the accomplishment of our culture in terms of art, music, science, to any field, and we have done something that is a contribution to the world. We have contributed, and I think that's the key, contributing to society as individuals and as a community. That's what it's all about. Mm-hmm. And whenever there has been a need, and I know even now with what's happened in the Ukraine, we will come up with something to help. And hopefully that will be done. All the associations in our community will come together and support that. And because it's a good thing to do. Yeah. So to me, the richness of our culture, and it's something to be passed on to the future generations, which I think is something that will be beautiful, and it's always been beautiful. So
yeah, and the food, of course.
Pardon me?
And the food, of course.
Oh, well, of course. That's a bonus. A bonus is the food and the wine. Yeah. How can you enjoy a meal without a good wine? And we have so many beautiful wines that everybody should be proud of that as well.
All right, super. Well, thanks very much, Serafino, for joining us today.
Oh, you're most welcome, Mario. Hopefully we chatted well, and a beautiful conversation. I always enjoyed talking to you, and we'll look forward to seeing you sometime. Hopefully we'll meet for lunch at the Cultural Center.
Yeah, at La Cantina, we'll have some pasta and some vino rosso.
You bet.
Okay, thanks, Serafino.
Take care, Mario. Thank you.
Okay, great. That was Serafino Scarpino, a well-known member of the Italian community in Calgary. I'm Mario Toneguzzi with Italian Spotlight, brought to you by Spalumbos. Thanks for joining us today.